Hello everybody, this is Tawet Sam Coach. Today I'm bringing you a GMAT verbal question, a question related to reading comprehension, especially for understanding the main idea in a reading passage. Hope you enjoy this video. See you on the next video.
You will see a box on the left with a sliding control so that you can scroll down or up to see the whole text in the passage. And on the right side, you will see the question. The question is followed by 5 answer choices, always. Answer choices that each starts with a verb that signals the rhetorical purpose, right, or function of this. What's the main idea? Okay, so you will do this now, and what we'll do is this. First, please, you all read the first paragraph, starting here, the sloth bear. Okay? Yeah, please go ahead. Try to do this one. First, take some time to read the material, and then check the answer choices to see which one accommodates best the passage. Okay, here's the second paragraph only. Okay, people, probably you finished reading the passage. And so the question says the primary purpose of the passage is to, let's examine the questions one at a time, or the answer choices. It says to trace the development of a particular behavioral characteristic of the sloth bear. Well, it's true that at the beginning of the passage, right, they mention a particular behavioral characteristic of the sloth bear. They mention, you can see here, it says that the sloth bear exhibits one behavior that is distinct from other bear species. The females carry their cubs. So they talk about cub carrying in this passage, right? Cub carrying. That is a particular behavioral characteristic of this species. But what does it do next? It starts in the sentence with cub carrying also occurs among some other myrmecophagous mammals. Therefore, one explanation, and it goes on to explain this behavior. And so, the beginning of the second paragraph reinforces the idea that what this passage is doing is explaining some characteristic, not tracing the development, which is a different story, right? So that's why we can cross out this option. It is not the main idea or the main purpose of the passage. What about the second? Here it says explore possible explanations for a particular behavioral characteristic of the sloth bear. Actually, again, it matches the first option in mentioning the particular behavioral characteristic, but then uses another verb that is more fit for the passage. Explore. Explanations. Yes, indeed. Explanations are given after the 6th or 7th line in the first paragraph. So that's why this is a potential indeed. Can any of the other alternatives, be better than the second one, which is, kind of the correct one? Okay, take a look. It says compare the defensive strategies of sloth bear cubs to the defensive strategies of cubs of other bear species. That is not what the passage is doing, actually, right? We're not talking about defensive strategies of the cubs of bear species besides the sloth bear. No other defensive strategies of other species of bears are mentioned. So this is simply, not true. So what about the fourth? Describe how certain behavioral characteristics of the sloth bear differ from those of other myrmecophagous mammals. Is that really, the point here? It's true that this writer identifies some behavioral differences, right, between the sloth bears and other so-called myrmecophagous mammals. But This is done only in the service of explaining why the sloth bears engage in cup carrying. So the main function of the passage is not to describe, these differences. It's actually explain the behavior of cup carrying. So that's why this is also crossed out. Finally, the last one, it says provide an alternative to a generally accepted explanation of a particular behavioral characteristic. Well, the passage doesn't indicate whether either of the two explanations provided, right, for the cup carrying of bear sloths has been generally accepted. There is nothing in the passage that says that these explanations, either of them, has been generally accepted. So, is it correct to call it a generally accepted explanation without any support for it? No. We cannot accept this, actually. So, that's why we have crossed out the other four answer choices and keep B as the correct one. Yeah, usually when you have like a strong intuition that one of the choices actually fits, the primary purpose of the passage, this is probably the correct one. But don't just, get carried away by this confidence, okay? Check the other alternatives just in case. Okay, so that's one example.